Yo guys, what is going on? Blossom's back. Welcome back to another episode of Top Drives. We've had Desperados for a couple of weeks now, and one thing that I've noticed in my brackets, let me know it's the same for you guys as well, is that in all of the events where you need to use the majority of Desperado cars, I've kind of noticed that most players just don't really give a crap. Like, I think that previous event that we had, which was, I think it was like, was it 5 to 9 seaters or something like that? Like, there were so many players that had like the CTSV Sport Wagon, for example, but it was all like 1-star. I never saw any of the max, same with any of the epics. I've just not seen anyone really give a damn, and I think it's kind of funny, you know, you release a tag of cars that nobody really wants to upgrade because, you know, they're kind of one-hit wonders, right? You use them for this event, they might help you throw out like 1 or 2 final levels in the challenge, and you never use them again. Which is another reason why I feel like a lot of players are you know, growing in frustration with all the tags that we've been getting, because it's rinse and repeat, right? It's a new tag, it curates cars that are probably like the least selected, the least used, and then like after that, the tag ends and you just never use them again. It really just be like that. So the same thing here. I think, I can't remember the requirements of that event. I think it ended last night. I think it was 5 to 9 seaters, or was it medium and high? I can't remember anymore, but yeah, there wasn't much to use, I'll be completely honest. And we got another Desperado event over here as well, but we got some pretty interesting stuff going on today because I do have the epic pack that I do want to open. But before we get into that, 4-5 Desperados, let's see what we got. This is currently what I'm using, right? So we've got the Porsche 911, which is a pretty decent legendary, you know, one of the better cars from the update, or from the tag. We've got the BMW 330D, also one of the better cars from the tag. And then this one, I mean, I'm glad that I get to use the M340D again, I guess. I only used it once before. Well, 241 races actually isn't too bad, but I used it once before really heavily on a tri-series. I can't remember what tri-series it was, but this was actually pretty useful in that. Since then, I don't think I've used it too much. I feel like I do use this car out of pity in clubs. That's what I tend to do when it comes to epics that I fully upgrade for a tri-series. I'm just really stubborn like that. I'm just like, wow. Like, I was forced to use, you know, 15 ultra rares to upgrade this piece of shit for a tri-series. I'm gonna want to use it, you know. I don't want it to just sit there and rust forever. There are some cars that still get that treatment, unfortunately. You know, I got so many epics that I had to upgrade for a tri-series where at this point I'm just like, I can make like maybe 2, 3, 4 hands in clubs with epics from tri-series, maybe even just Audis. I mean, let's talk about Audis, right? The upcoming tri-series. Have you guys seen the requirements for that? Because they've already been blasted in the news section in Top Drives. I think it's something to do with like, what, 2 Buicks and 3 Audis, and the Audis can only come from World Expo. Not even World Expo Road Trip, might I add. I think it's just World Expo. So I don't think the S3 would be, you know, included, because I'm pretty sure that is an Audi from Enter the Black Forest. I can't really remember what the OG Jerry is from. But also the Buicks, you can only get them from American Overdrive, so I'm just like, wow. Yeah, they know what they're doing. You know, these are cars that people don't want to collect, and so they make them, you know, required for a really big event. I mean, it's the same thing with the previous prize car, and it was the same thing for the prize car before that as well. I mean, there seems to be a trend going on where the most useless cars are usually the, you know, part of the requirement for, you know, the prize car coming up, which, I mean, like, financially, I guess that makes sense. They need to make revenue, right? And the main thing is this. I think I'll talk about it in a later video, but let's say you get 100 epics, 2 of them from World Expo. I think it would be even better if I actually showed you representation. So let me go into World Expo epics right now, just going off a tangent, as I always do in these gameplay day videos, right? So we go into epic. Yeah, let's talk about World Expo. So let's go Audi SQ8 TDI. Not even the best. That's not even the best. I want to use the best. Like, I want to use the best representation. So what is the best World Expo epic? Let's go into collections and tags. World Expo Road Trip. There we go. Okay. Oh, this is Road Trip. I don't want to talk about Road Trip. I want to just narrow it down to just World Expo only. So let's go to World Expo. 45 cars. Okay. What's a really good one? What's a really good one? Mercedes E400 4MATIC, right? Let's say that 100 of these have been unpacked. And let us also say that 100 of these Audi S5 Sportbacks have been unpacked. I guarantee you, out of the 100, I think only maybe like 10 of them are left, because 90 of them would have been fused or sold or anything like that, right? But for the Mercedes, I can say it's a different story. I would say out of 100 of them, maybe 70 of them are fully upgraded, or at least kept in someone's garage, and maybe 30 were sold or fused. So obviously it makes sense for Hodge to make a tri-series surrounding the cars that, you know, less people own, because then they need to open the packs to get those cars because people don't have it, and that's how they make the revenue from those packs. I get that, but also at the same time, it's just like the reason why people are selling them and fusing them away is because these cars are garbage. They're terrible. And they're kind of missing the point here. Like, you can't just bring it back, force everyone to use it for one tri-series and call it a day. I think a better way to go around the situation are to make these Audis just more useful. You know, and in my opinion, to make a car really useful, it needs replayability. That's the most important thing. For a car to be useful, it needs replayability. Things like my Mercedes E400, for example, high replayability. I use it, you know, very, very often, more than one time a day. 1,132 races, 609 days. Really high replayability. Then you got other cars, things that I had to upgrade for a tri-series, like this piece of shit RS4, right? Again, really low replayability, right? 80 races in 557 days. This is the complete definition of I max it out once for a tri-series, end of story. That's it. And honestly, I was kind of joking about it, but I can probably make an entire hand of just fully upgraded Audis that I just needed to upgrade for kind of a tri-series or a GT series or something or the other. This one was for a tri-series, this was for a tri-series, and I'm probably going to need to upgrade another one for a tri-series as well. We got the Audi R8 4.2 Quattro. I mean, the funny thing is, I don't even need to use the S5 Sportback. I literally do not. Unless there's medium ground clearance, I will not need to use it, because this is low. Yeah, this is also low. Yeah, and this is definitely low. So only if there is medium ground clearance, maybe. But outside of that, probably not. So I think it's just, you know, focus on replayability. I think one way that can make cars come back over and over and over again is basically don't retire your special tags. I know this car isn't part of a special tag or anything like that, but like, why is Desperado a one and done? Why is there, you know, one Desperado challenge and you never see it again? There's one silver screen challenge and you never see it again. There was a silver screen 2, but the cars were slightly different. Why don't we bring those tags back? Why don't we just reuse them in clubs, you know? So the useless cars that we used to think were useless, in like Desperados, for example, may not be that useless anymore if we get to use them over and over and over. A great example of that is this one BMW I have, which, you know, I've always said over and over again, road drive standard tires is like not good. Like, it's not a good niche. Usually you don't need to use it unless they're the best of the best in their niche. The 750i is a road drive standard tire car, but why I get so much use out of it is because of the replayability factor. I think there's like one daily event where this is one of the best cars in, and I get to use it over and over and over. And the reason for that, and I guess because of that, I fully upgraded it. And I know that, you know what, I'm going to use it again in about 2 weeks. I'm going to use it again in about 2 weeks. Other things like the Audi, for example, I'm going to just go back to that. It was an S5. Yeah, every time you go back to the S5, this is kind of like, okay, yeah, I'll use it for one tri-series. Then what? You don't know when you're going to use it again. Maybe it might be part of a special tag somewhere down the line. Could it be 2 weeks? Could it be 2 years? We don't know that. That feeling of uncertainty, not a good feeling to have. So if I just knew that I'll be using this car maybe like once a month, I would fully upgrade it, right? I would see some value in it. But if you're only telling me that I'm only gonna maybe be using it in one tri-series, it might not even be the best car in the tri-series or best 5 cars in the tri-series, it might not even win me the tri-series prize car. Obviously, it doesn't really improve the value of this car, right? So it's just a shame. It's a shame. I will go off on another video about that, but that was a slight little tangent on why I've been really bored with top drives lately, because it just feels like everything has just been a conglomeration of just the worst cars in the game. Like Desperados, just boring epics. Tri-Series, boring epics. Heavy metal shit cars. Coast to Coast were mid. I wouldn't say Coast to Coast was completely terrible, but it definitely was mid. I don't know. From my standpoint, Hodge has to do something. They seriously have to do something to make as many cars as possible useful, liked, replayable. That's the key over there. And I think I've talked about this so many times already. I feel like a broken record every time I go off these tangents in top drives, you know, every time I talk about how the things, you know, things could be fixed and things could be addressed. most of the time, you know, it's fallen on deaf ears, and this will probably be the same. Anyway, we got 3 stars over here. I mean, this entire event probably may be carried by my Koenigsegg, because there is a drag on every single track set. There you go, Ocean Long Drag, Waterfront Drag, Ocean Short Drag, choose your poison, I guess, pick your poison. And the Koenigsegg is going to basically be winning the big bucks for me, so getting me the big points. Put you in a car park, put your Ocean Short, Ocean Parking Lot. I mean, that Mustang is filler. The Mustang is literally filler. He's just there because I have 53 RQ to use, nothing more. 140 points. Yep. That is the value that you want to see. You'll never win. Like, you'll never have a legendary twisty specialist going up against maybe a legendary twisty hybrid, and have that legendary twisty like a specialist win by 140 points. Like, these kind of things only happen on the drags, man. I mean, unless you gotta compare within reason. Obviously, if I put like a legendary twisty specialist like a Donkavort against like an all surface tire legendary like a Roof Dakar, then maybe it might win by 100 points on like a G-Force, maybe, just maybe. But yeah, you gotta think within reason, like low ground clearance, performance tires, or something like that, like these two. Okay, let's see what's next. We got Twisty Road, so we got the 330D. There you go. It's a 1-star. Again, man, like, what's the point of 1-star in the A5, right? So I don't understand this. I don't understand why intermediate players do this. I don't understand why advanced players do this. I understand if you are a brand new player and this is like your only epic and you might want to 1-star for the single player challenge, fine. But if you're an intermediate player, you know, and this guy probably has a decent garage, he's got a legendary Porsche 911 and a couple of epics here and there. What's the point of 1-star in the Cabriolet? You know what I mean? Like, 1-star, 0-star, you're still gonna get slapped by the BMW 330D anyway. You might be able to draw with another 1-star A5, but what's the point? Honestly, I don't see it. Like, if you are in a stage of, you know, a leaderboard where you're competing and hoping for ties against other 1-star epics, in my opinion, you're not even high enough in the leaderboard to get anything significant anyway. So 294 to 152. There we go. That is another win, and we've already done 5 races. Okay, well, apparently someone gave me a free little win over there, so thank you for that. Those 5 races went by kind of quickly, actually. Now let's go into challenges. I've been holding this for a couple of days. We have another epic pack to get. You guys remember what was the last epic that we got? I believe it was the Lotus. I think it was the Lotus, and I think I was kind of happy with that. It was a car that I wanted, not really a car that I needed. It was a car that I needed maybe at the start of the update. For whatever update it came in. Was it World Expo? I can't even remember anymore. But I don't need it anymore. Okay, let's go. Guaranteed epic. 75 plus, please. Fitting. It's fitting. It's fitting. Is that even World Expo? I don't even know. They all look the same. Enter the Black Forest, so I can't even use it. I can't even use it. That's 69, another Audi, whatever. That is Fuse material. Let's sell the rest of the cars over here as well. We got 3 each. Yep, because we cleared the prize board, didn't we? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep. Now, we talked about the bad at the start. Let's talk about the good now. I do really enjoy Renaissance Rangers, not because I enjoy the track sets. Obviously, they want you to use maybe 4-wheel drives, but no one's really gonna, I don't know, man. You get wins in top drives when you play on absolutes, for the most part. If you try and make a hand that is more versatile, you kind of just end up getting a bracket like this where everyone has like more than 5 losses. Some people like that. I kind of want to see what Thomas and Calvin are running. Some people like that because it makes the game easier for them. Mostly like the free-to-plays kind of enjoy that. I don't. New York Drag, okay, half mile, New York Drag over here. We've got you there, New York Circuit, Central, sure. I mean, I'm skewed towards the more dry side because the main reason for this is because I think that you lose by more points using a standard on the dry than when you put a performance on the wet. That is kind of my logic around it. That's why I'm not really running any standard tire cars. The only 2 that are kind of versatile, or the only 3 that are versatile, are the 3 4-wheel drive cars I'm using. Clearly, they don't want you to use slicks. And here's the thing, there's this one track set where you need to use an off-road tire car. But then again, you don't want to put off-road tire cars on a track set like this. So it's one of those, it's messy, but by standards that I've seen, this isn't even like the messiest of track sets. Like this is pretty tame all things considered. I mean, if you remember the tri-series that we just had, or the tri-series that we are going to have, I've seen some leaks of the track sets that are coming up for the Boredom final. I'm not sure if they're true, but if they are, you guys are in for one hell of a time, and I mean in the worst way possible. I want to see what those guys with 1 losses look like. I don't know if I can see them. I don't think I can. Standard tires, 4-wheel drive, rear-wheel drive, front-wheel drive. Interesting. Ooh, maybe I should go low. Maybe I should run standard tires as well. Well, low on standard tires, but I think I'll just look for the weaker hands here. This is rear-wheel drive. This is no traction control or ABS, right? Yeah. This is no traction control or ABS either, so this might be a pretty easy one to go for. So we have fast circuit, New York G-force. That might lose actually, 99.97. I'm gonna put you somewhere else. I'm gonna put you in for karting circuit. I'm gonna put you in, no, put you in for karting circuit. You're for New York Cathedral. You should be winning because you've got traction control and ABS. Well, okay, we'll put it there because it's definitely not winning against a Centenario anyway. So let's see if it's close. I think it'll be close. No, we win. Yeah, we win because there's a couple of straights. It's not just one big loopy loop. 253 111. All right, get another one. Dodge Journey, another car that I can fuse into something. Again, it's all wets, fine. I'll just look for the ones that are more dry-centric hands. Four-wheel drive, standard. Interesting. Passat. And well, you are traction control and ABS, yes. High-end performance, four-wheel drive, standard, four-wheel drive. I think people are running that one standard for that one off-road track set. I think that's what they're doing. Because no one's going to run an off-road tire car. You see the guy that I had the Peugeot, I beat him by like 377 points. That's why you don't want to run an off-road in the wet. It's basically just running slick in the wet, but not as bad. Fast circuit, Cathedral. Ooh, it's a close one. Feel safer putting you on G-force actually. I'm going to put you on New York Times Square Loop karting circuit. Honestly, I think the C2R2 might beat the Uncommon. I think it will. Even though the Uncommon is standard tires, there is a huge discrepancy in terms of performance. Let's go for a second one over here. Bugatti Chiron against the Aventador. We take that. That was always going to be a win. I mean, my Chiron Sport finally has a slight little upgrade in it, right? It's about time. Had this car for thousands of days now. BMW M4 GTS, that's going to lose by maybe 50. See, only 50, right? Like, the four-wheel drive doesn't really help you that much. C2R2, I think that's going to win. Yeah, it does. There you go. All right, was begging on that. 250, take that. 1 and 2. Finally, give me a dry track set. One more ticket. Give me a dry track set. Yeah, there you go. Now I can go up against anybody because my hand is, I would say, more favored towards the dry conditions. Oh dear. 330D New York drag. That's gonna lose by a lot of points. So I'm gonna put you in for New York drag. Clearly, New York G-force. What is next? Yeah, you're gonna win that. You're gonna lose that. You're gonna lose that. But we're gonna win that New York drag by a crazy amount. So let's go. BMW, yep, that loses to 95. Less than 100 points. Honestly, that's a dub. Less than 100 points. Because this is gonna be more than 100 points. Yeah, almost 200. 188. Don't put that on drag, dude. Why is that on a drag? RT12S against DS Serval. Okay, 50 points only. DS Serval, pretty decent for this event, isn't it? M4 GTS. I do enjoy this event because I think I never said why I enjoyed this. I like it because you get to use older cars, you know, cars from previous updates. Show them some love. Show those Renaissance updates some love, and I love that. Same thing for whatchamacallit. American Dream, right? Or even French Renaissance. Oh, well, actually, yeah, French Renaissance is in here already. So, yeah, let's get our coin. That's another one. I think that's coin number 25. This is a weird one, actually. The last challenge that I've yet to complete is the fusing the 5 rare or above. Everything else is done and dusted. Okay, so how many more of those coins do I need? Less than 50 to get to, I need 45. 45 coins to get us up to 70 coins, then we can do a 1 mil opening of free ceramic packs. Looking forward to that. Anyway, guys, that's going to be it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed today's little gameplay video / rant over things. Just another day of top drives. Hope you guys have a great day. I'm going to stay safe, wash your hands, and blossom out. Peace.
Bro, this song just makes me so happy.
Me too.
Imagine being Asian in the 50s, looking nifty, leather jacket, looking sleek, look like Presley, look so deadly. Got a jukebox back at home, feeling jazzy, turn it on and play it slow, like the movies with the ladies.
They so fine.
Imagine being Asian in the 50s, looking nifty, leather jacket, looking sleek, look like Presley, look so deadly. Got a jukebox back at home, feeling jazzy, turn it on and play it slow, like the movies with the ladies.
They so fine.
Sit back, relax.